When you keep looking for the deepest truths of your being through your senses and your thinking mind, because that's what you're used to using, you don't find what you're looking for, and you always feel like you're one thought away from where the action is. You always feel slightly cut off from being in the moment, being here fully. And yet, what's bizarre is we are all functioning with that intuitive, non-conceptual information all the time. But we have no way of noticing that we're doing it. And therefore, we relegate it to irrelevance. I mean, I am convinced now in those studies that show how many people had mystical experiences. Staggering numbers of people have had mystical experiences, but most of them have treated them as irrelevant or trivial. Or I was out of my mind, or I was drunk, or I didn't know what happened, or I went to the movie and I was confused, or whatever. They have ways of denigrating it, of treating it as irrelevant, because they cannot gain conceptual control of it. They can't get control of it with their minds all the time. Now, what is scary is when you recognize that the vast part of yourself is not conceptual and is not knowable by the usual methods of knowing, that in a sense you can be it, but you can't know it. It's like the Tao says, the student learns by daily increments. You learn a little each day. The way is gained by daily loss. Loss upon loss until, the way. You clean away the conceptual structures. You clean them away, you clean them away, clean them away until it's like regaining innocence or having innocence. The innocence of being just with what is, without the conceptual overlay, without the control that comes from knowing you know. I mean, look at how wedded we are to science as a religion, which says what we want to do is build a body of knowledge so we know we know. But what happens if the major stuff of which are happiness and ultimate survival and existence, if that is rooted in something that you can't know you know? What are we going to do? Should we reject it? Or is it possible for us to train ourselves, to discipline ourselves, to go beyond our own mind, our own thinking mind, to go beyond our own attachment to our senses and our thinking mind? But just imagine now, how are you going to get through to that part of yourself which is not knowable by your mind, by your thinking mind, by your analytic intellect? It's wonderful to be able to think. It's too bad if you can't stop it. It's like the Sorcerer's Apprentice. It just keeps going on and on and on and on. You can't stop it. And your analytic mind can solve all problems. And look what a mess it has created for us. Look what a mess it creates. Because it doesn't recognize the deeper harmony that exists and the deeper unity that exists across peoples and between us and nature, all those levels. It just doesn't do it. It tries to figure it all out, and look what it does. Every act it does to try to heal it, it keeps creating more problems.